losing $800 is never easy. So in June of 2019, I bought my first car. And my first car is very special. Buying a first car is always special to you, to anyone. And if you can't do it, it's a blessing to do it. I bought a 2009 Ford Fusion. The car, it already had about, when I bought it, had about 140 odd miles on it. I think 142,000 miles on it. And Fords can live up to 200,000 miles. So it was a purchase. My car hit 150,000 miles. And y'all know what they say about cars that hit 150,000 miles. They say that's when all your problems start. As soon as your car hits 150,000 miles, that's when all your problems start. And that's literally when all my problems began. I'm having breakfast at 4:07 in the afternoon. So, in around January, December, I'm driving back home after dropping somebody off home, right? I'm driving home, I get off of the highway going onto the main street, and next thing you know, my brakes go all the way to the floor. And I'm like, what in the world? I don't know what to do. I'm not panicking, but I throw on my emergency brake, and I pull up the lever, throw on the emergency brake, and the car stops. And I'm like, bruh, and there's nobody on this road right now. I'm lucky there's nobody on this road. So I'm like, dang, alright. So the brakes stopped working, so I have to, I get the car home safely, right? I get my car home safely, and I feel good because I get the car home. And I'm like, man, I'm not driving this car no more. So luckily I have a mechanic up the street from my house. I drive the car up the street, take it to the mechanic. I tell him what's going on, and he fixes it. And my first total came out to $500. And I'm like, bruh. I'm like, okay, I'll pay it, right? Because you save your money and you kind of expect the worst. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I get my car back, my brakes are unbelievably good. I'm like, man, this is better than when I first got them. When I first got the car. But then, it's like, bro, after 2 weeks, I lied to y'all not, after 2 weeks, same thing happens. The brakes are going to the floor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I just paid $500, all this blah, blah, blah. So I take the car back to the shop, and he does more work on it. And it wasn't even within 30 days, so I get some type of discount. But he had to buy new parts. So that came up to like $300 just for the parts. $300. And I'm like, man. But this time he did a good job, and the brakes are working now. They're fine, but they're not the same as when I first got it. And I'm just like, I'm mad about it, because it's like, man, you pay all that money and you're not even getting what you asked for. But it turns out this whole time it's not their fault. This whole time it's not the mechanic's fault. The whole time it's really not anybody's fault. It's just what happens with cars. If you're not up to date on what they say about your car, then you might lose money for it. So fast forward to 3 days ago, April 17, 2020. My mom comes in my room after a long day, and she throws a letter on my bed from the mail. And I'm like, what is this? And she tells me she's had this since January, but she thought it was spam, so she didn't give it to me. And I look on this letter, and it says Ford, important recall notice, something like that. It says recall. So I'm like, wow. I open the letter, and I start to read it. And as I'm reading it, it literally describes what was happening with my car in January. And on the top of the letter, it says January 2020 recall. And I'm like, this gotta be a lie, man. This gotta be fake. So I'm like, nah, it's no way. I gotta look more into this. The letter literally had my VIN number, my VIN number for my car. It had my car make, all this stuff, my address, everything. I'm like, man, how do scammers get this? I'm like, man, scammers are crazy. It's really getting scary. I'm like, man, I'm thinking back to all the flashbacks I have. I'm like, man, I just spent $800 on this job and I could have got the whole thing for free. So now I'm kind of mad. I'm like, man, nah. I'm like, nah, bro. I ain't spent $800 for nothing. And so it's getting rough. So I'm reading the letter and I'm like, wow. I download the app FordPass. And that you put in your VIN for your card and it uploads all your history on your card that you have dealt with Ford. If you have done secondhand history, secondhand work, secondhand jobs on your car, it does not show it. So I went on to Ford and the first thing that pops up, it says recall. And I'm like, wow, this is real. This is real because it's actually my card number, all this stuff. I upload all the information and it really says recall. So now, if you all know the situation that we're going through in April of 2020, we are going through the pandemic right now. And car stuff, this stuff is not open now. So it's like, all right, I can't go get my $800. So I'm calling him. I'm trying to figure out, man, can I get a refund on the work that I did because I didn't know? Or can you just fix my car to the point it'd be good like when I first got it? I'm calling and there's no answer. So now I'm left on a cliffhanger because I don't know what to do now. I know I can't go up to Ford and I know that I can't do anything about it. So it's just like, what am I going to do? I have to make 2 parts to this vlog. This might be a continuous story or vlog, and this might have to just keep going. But I just wanted to tell you all about the time I lost $800 and I still didn't get it back. So yeah, man, make sure y'all checking y'all spam. Make sure y'all reading all y'all letters, especially if it has something red on the front of it. Don't fall for nothing sweet, but just make sure that y'all staying up to date. This one was definitely a rough one. Losing $800 for no reason, that's nothing. That's something that ain't nobody wants to pay. $800 for no reason at all. I could have got that for free. So I just want to tell you all, make sure you stay up to date. The story doesn't have an ending, but it will soon. I'm going to go up to Ford one of these days and see if they can do something about this. And I'm going to take my receipts from the mechanic that I got the work done on the first place, and I'm going to show them this, and I'm going to tell them, and can we figure something out? Can you just fix my car and I just take the hit, or you just help me out? So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, because $800 help me make $800. So go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like, help me out. Thank you.